Hello, everyone. Welcome to Journey with Pushpak podcast. Today we have with us Kushagra. Hi, Kushagra. Welcome to
Hello
the show.
everyone. Hi Pushpak. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. So let me tell you guys about Kushagra. So recently Kushagra did a very crazy thing. I think it's kind of really crazy because at the time of pandemic, everyone is losing jobs, and an unemployment rate is in country is like so high. And Kushagra intentionally left his job. Can you imagine? So yeah, so that's
Yes.
what we're gonna talk about today. Bro, are you crazy? Why would you do that?
Okay. So if you take a look from outside, like first thing, it makes sense. It comes to your mind that it's crazy. Why would someone leave their job at such a time? But there were number of factors that came that played role into this, and I I hope it can make some sense after I tell you
Yeah,
how
sure.
this happened. So when I started my job, I already had some idea that eventually I want to transition to my own business,
Hmm.
and I just was not sure when and when would I be ready. So it was almost 2 years since I was working at Cummins, and I think I had this was sufficient experience.
Mm-hmm.
It was not the best experience of my life, but yeah, I did
Right.
learn so many things. Mm. Um, but the thing is, I don't think I would ever be ready for business, not ever completely, or I would never have been confident that yes, now is the time, now is the perfect
Right.
time. So I don't think there is such a thing. And so now suddenly with this coronavirus, I could sense that the market was shifting. There were many changes yet to come in the market. I think there are still changes that will come over the next few months, and many big players will lose money, and many industries will shift the shape,
Right. Right.
the way they are currently shaped, and in that many new players will also rise up. So there are
Mm-hmm.
opportunities, and there is a lot of chaos.
Right.
um, Personally, I really like chaos and uncertainty. It's kind of how do we put it, anything can happen, but it's suspenseful,
It's
and
fun,
I think
adventurous.
there's opportunity in chaos. Hmm. Because in a steady market, people are established, industries are established,
Mm-hmm.
and there's really it's very difficult to displace them and create your own space by pushing others away. But in a changing mass market which is chaotic,
Mm-hmm.
there's no strong player who's already established and who can confidently be like, yes, we can dominate this market. So anyone can
Damn.
rise up, everyone has opportunity. It depends on how hard you work, and it's still difficult, but there's a new opportunities are on the rise.
Right.
Even with all that, I don't think I could have left the job on my own. So it
Mm-hmm.
was people who are with me that really played a major role. So um, I had friends with whom I was already planning to run a business,
Mm-hmm.
like a side gig, and many I put together a team before I quit my job, and these were team of like-minded people who were who shared this vision that yes, we can
Right.
create something, and we don't want to sit back and just in the lockdown stay at home and do nothing. Let's
Yeah.
take some
Exactly.
action, let's see what we can do. And none of us were certain what would come out of it, but we were sure that okay, we can make something. Let's try it and see what happens.
Right. Right.
um Also, one more thing was, my sister,
Hmm.
she just returned from her college, and we also had some ideas of working together and running our own business,
Right.
and she is here to support me, and my
That's great.
family is also supportive. So right now we're not financially, we're not in the best situation, and
Mm-hmm.
my job was the only source of income in our family, and
Damn.
I quit it. So
Shit, man.
in a way you can say this is kind of a gamble, but in another way, I see there's no gamble in it. As long as we put effort, and as long as we're working hard, there's no way we fail. We might fail once, we might fail twice, three times, but as long as we're consistent, success is bound to follow. So that's what we
Man.
believe in as a team.
Shit, bro.
And
I'm so
yeah.
inspired right now, man. Shit. This is some deep shit, bro.
Thanks, bro.
So
So I
yeah,
really had to believe this, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
because I see many people have the idea of starting their own ventures,
Mm-hmm.
and it is scary. It's scary for me as well, and it was scary throughout. To quit the job is a difficult decision,
Mm-hmm.
and at that time I had to make face the facts, and I had to answer the question that do I really believe in myself, do I believe in what I present myself as. So if I really want to start a business and I see an opportunity now, if there was any level of self doubt, then I could not do it. And I really yeah. So the belief got me through.
So how
And
do you develop that belief? Because a lot of people have a lot of doubts. Even uh, like I think a lot of things. I think I should start this thing. I should do this. I should do that. But I never stick to one thing. And this is podcast is one of the thing I started, and I really want to
right,
continue in this. Keep doing this. Let's see how it goes. But how do you develop this confidence? How should we believe in ourselves, man? So this is
right.
where I personally struggle in this sometimes.
Yeah, I can totally understand. I also struggle in this. That
Okay.
struggle is always ongoing, and there's no final solution or answer to this, I guess. And for me, this belief, it's something that develops over time,
Hmm.
but you can also in your mind there's like sometimes something happens, and suddenly there's like a switch, and suddenly you're like, okay, you have a realization, and okay, this is how things are.
Right.
So it's kind of, it's it's different, but it's still the same. Life
Yeah.
goes on the way it is, but also you get a new perspective sometimes. So for me,
Right.
many things played a role in that. And
Mm-hmm.
I think I've told you about so a few incidents
Yeah,
that happened.
you told me about your childhood, your college, and the accident which happened to you, right? So that accident
Right.
completely changed your life and the change your perspective about life, how you see. So could you please elaborate on that as well?
Yes, yes, of course. So actually, it was not just one accident.
Okay,
So,
tell me
um,
then what is it?
so in so far in my life, I counted this. So I've had two major car accidents
Okay,
and um, two major bike accidents,
damn.
and one major accident when I was walking, and this was the worst one where
Yeah,
I had to take most of the damage.
right,
And
which you told me about.
so in all of these accidents, it's like I almost died and did not somehow. So that
Mm-hmm.
was nothing to brag about, but it really changed my perspective on everything. So it's like all of us get one life, and I guess this is all we know. Everybody has their own theories what happens
Right,
after
right.
you die, but
Mm-hmm.
what we all know is we get one life, and
Right.
we don't know what after or before. You can't say with certainty, but
Mm-hmm.
this is for sure. This is the only thing we have. So that's all you have, and it's not permanent. We all
Right.
know it, but we kind of avoid it, I guess. We try not to think about our life ending and dying,
Mm-hmm.
and in a way we kind of live as if we're going to live forever. So exercise, maybe I'll do it another day.
Right.
There are so many days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Healthy, yes, someday I'll change and become healthy.
Right,
And
right.
the number of days we have is limited, and nobody knows how many days you have. So uh, and for me at least, uh, those experiences I realized that yeah, life could have ended so many times, and somehow
Mm.
I'm still here.
Right.
So now I get one more chance after so many chances. I still have one more chance,
Mm-hmm.
and am I going to waste it, or am I going to try whatever I want to try,
Right.
and then go out? Mm. So so
So,
there's like, in that way it was very easy. It's like a very easy decision.
mm-hmm.
um, if I'm doing a job that I hate and I spend years doing that job, for what? Just to die afterwards. So
Mm-hmm.
the safest choice is kind of the worst choice, because there's no safe, so safe way out of this. We're
Right.
not going to make out of life alive. You
Mm-hmm.
can't make it out of this place. So yeah,
So the thing that happened to you, this is not something that happens to everyone, right? So because of this, incidents happen to you, so you're not taking life for granted, right? So that's why uh,
correct,
you're very aware right now. Okay, like this is the last chance, maybe second
right.
last chance I got, and I need to do this. And
Exactly. It's like there is literally nothing to lose. We have nothing to lose because
yeah,
we own nothing. So
right,
that's
right.
what you realize. Once you
But
die, there's nothing that goes.
yeah, but most of the people that I know, they take life for granted, like most of the people, like I don't know,
Yes.
90, 80%, 90% of the people, they take like everything for granted. Like, but I think there should be gratitude for everything, even the food or small things, man. So I
That
think
is true.
this
Even I take many
incidences.
things for granted. I still take many things for granted, and I have to remind myself that okay, at least every day once I think about death. And I think I don't look at it in a negative way. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's very liberating. So nothing that I do can have any consequences in my mind, at least. Mm. So I it's like you're playing a game, and now
Mm-hmm.
you can build anything you want in that game. Mm. And are
Right.
you just going to waste it in an office space spending 40
Mm-hmm.
60 hours a week, or are you going to go out and just take take a chance?
Right. That's great, man.
Yeah,
So how did so you said you build a team, right? Team of people. So I
right.
was wondering ki at the time of like no one is meeting it, like you can't have a physical meetings right now, right? So how was
True.
your experience of team building? Matlab, abhi it's really hard, like people can't even build a team, matlab, physically or by meeting physically, but you are,
Correct.
as you said, you have a team of people, right? You're not alone in
Right.
this. You're not yeah. So how did you build that team, like online, abhi ke liye, matlab, at this time?
Right. It was challenging, and it still is challenging. And uh, let me see how to phrase it. So what I did was, I tried to find like-minded people,
Hmm.
and people I could trust, people who were motivated. So these were the two factors that were most important for me in selecting the team members.
Right.
And
And another
so
thing is
this
like your team member. It's better if your team member are more what we say that, like like Steve Jobs said that you should hire people, or you should be surrounded by people who are more smarter than you, who can tell you what to do, and then your job is basically to manage them. So they are more smarter than you, like
that
basically for hiring, but still you're the one who's managing them. So
hmm,
yeah, just a thought.
right. So that's actually a very good, brilliant thought,
Yeah.
and we have at least partly incorporated it in our team. So when I started, I knew I'm starting a business in an entirely new field where I have little to no experience, and this is important to be honest with yourself and with others and face the facts as they are. So I
Right.
know where my weaknesses lie, and
Mm-hmm.
where the lack of experience is. So only logical thing was, how can I compensate for it? And so I started contacting people, and I found one expert in this industry with 30 years of experience.
Yeah.
And I told him about our idea, and I told him what we are trying to do here. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe we can talk a little bit about what we have started, if you like.
Yeah, sure. We can talk about it. So, guys, the name
All right.
Kushagra started his company, and its name is Epic Concept. So it's an epic story, as you guys know.
Yes.
So please, tu hi bata, bro. What exactly it's about?
Of course. So Epic Concepts, as the name suggests, it's something we started in the duration of this epidemic, and something in relation in relation to this. So to the new markets coming
It's a
up and new
pandemic, what, right?
opportunities. Yes, pandemic and epidemic, slightly
Oh, at that
different.
time it was epidemic or what?
Mm, maybe I'm not
Yeah,
100%
but
sure.
I think first
Not,
WHO told that it's
mm,
epidemic. Then they
right.
after a couple of like days or weeks, they told it's a pandemic.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah,
So it's still the epidemic. I think it's close
yeah,
enough
yeah.
for
It
us.
sounds good. It's really awesome name.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love the
Fan
name.
concepts. um, thanks, Pushpak. Mm. So epi concepts. So this is what we started at the time epic epidemic, and
Right.
so we were not sure what we're starting. We were sure there are some opportunities coming up in this market, but we're not sure exactly what or where best would we fit in. And we started in different directions, started
Mhm.
doing research, contacting people, calling up doctors, and calling as many people as we could find to get fair assessment of the scenario, what's currently happening and which way things are heading. And we tried a few different things, and eventually we converged to textiles and
It's a
PPE market.
completely
So the
different conversions because I remember you started a website
right,
of it was a marketplace kind of where you can consult the doctors of COVID-19, and as you right now you're saying you're completely
right,
changed it to the textile PP manufacturing field. So how does transformation happen? So ऐसा
right.
कैसे हो गया एकदम? But it's a great idea, man.
So medical. Hmm. So this was. So there's this huge requirement globally for medical PPE, these protective suits,
Right.
for to be used by mostly medical staff and
Mm-hmm.
doctors, nurses, and all, to protect them from any pathogens. And there was an acute shortage of these suits, and China was the largest manufacturer at that time, and many countries, including India, were distancing themselves from China, even in case of trades. And many of the products that came from China, they were very substandard and did not meet the required uh, specifications,
Right.
and they were rejected. There was a huge demand for PP, and there still is an increasing demand.
Mm-hmm.
And thing was, India's second largest industry, I think, is the textile industry. India is huge in textile.
Right.
Hmm. So what we saw was there's so much capacity to manufacture PPE, but still not many manufacturers were into this. We're
Mm-hmm.
not exactly sure why, but there were so many factories that were shut down, and there's still this huge demand for PPE which they could make. So that's where we figured we could enter and convert these textile manufacturers into PPE manufacturers using the same machineries that they already have, just with a little bit of technical know-how. And for this we needed a technical expert, so that's how I found Mr. Amit Halve. He's
Yeah.
an expert in textiles. He's been in this industry for almost 30 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I spoke with him and I told him about our ideas, and he totally bought into that. And now he's a part of our team, and that's how we entered this totally new market.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how you can compensate for lack of
Right.
experience. So he is the technical head for us, and the rest of the work we have a full dedicated team for that. So we have a
Mm-hmm.
marketing side, a sales side, then technical head is already there, and otherwise we also do our web development, online profile, and
Right.
branding. So we have
Mm-hmm.
people working in all these areas, and now we're trying to put together this kind of sort of a machine that works in synchronized way, right, with
Yes.
all our team members working, doing their own separate parts.
Mm-hmm.
So each part is important, and so that's how we try to build this company.
That's That's good, man.
Right.
So let's talk about
Um,
the pandemic as well, like how, about the lockdown.
right.
Do you think it is one of the best thing that happened to you? I think it is. To you, it is one of the best thing happened to you. What do you think?
Well, yeah.
Are there any, what are the changes that you experience in this, and how,
So,
अगर lockdown नहीं
um,
होता तो how
right.
कैसे life रहती और how it
So,
is right now?
first of all, this, yes, like the whole coronavirus pandemic, I think that is one of the worst things that actually happened over the last, I think, few decades.
Hmm.
And so this has caused a lot of damage.
Right.
Um, so but with those emotions aside, what I try to look at it is assess the situation as it is, uh, and not let it not let my feelings or emotions influence the decisions we make here, right? And
Right.
what's the best that we can do? That's what I was looking at. And the market's changing, people are losing jobs, and um, I thought I looked personally, I looked at it as an opportunity that
Mm-hmm.
okay, there's no point really hanging on to my company hoping that they don't kick me out.
Right.
And I did not want to go out like that, or I did not want to even continue that way. I
Mm-hmm.
um, I saw this opportunity where I can create something, some productivity for myself and for my team, maybe others. We work together in a collaborative way, and collectively bring each other uh, above the whole. Collectively bring each other up so that we
Mm-hmm.
have a we can contribute to improve the situation, not just
Right.
holding on to something that we have. And with that, I saw these opportunities. So lockdown was with the lockdown, at least in the beginning when everything was shut closed, that gave me time to think. So I
Mm-hmm.
do meditation regularly, and I think that really helped here.
Really? How?
So yes, so in the lockdown, because for a few weeks, for many weeks, we had to kind of remain in house quarantine, right, all
Right.
of us.
Mm.
And that is kind of suffocating sometimes,
Right.
where you feel restless.
Mm-hmm.
um, but meditating helped me here, that I could stay in one place for extended time and still be at peace. I didn't feel uneasy or compelled to um, change things that are beyond my control.
Right.
So first part is acceptance. See things the way they are, and then
Mm-hmm.
it gave me time to process mentally, like, okay, how do I want to act here?
Right.
And again with lockdown, it gave me time to plan as well. So to build a team, and all team members also had time to focus on this work that we tried to start.
Okay. So, did
So
meditation give you clarity also about life? Like, this is like, does meditation, is a part of role that you quit your job and you took this, leap of faith? Do you
right.
think meditation had an impact on this, on your decision and about all this?
Definitely, I think meditation has played a really big role in changing me from the person I was before. And it's really hard to pinpoint how exactly those changes are made.
Okay.
And every day we meditate, every day it feels the same. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, I've been doing it for a few years, but it still doesn't really feel so great. It's just
You're doing
something that I
continuously?
do
You're doing continuously for a couple of
fairly
years?
regularly, but yeah, there are periods when I'm irregular.
Mm-hmm. So I think what I
But
think
most
is uh, so when you do meditation or something like
right,
there's a growth of maybe very less, like 0.5%, which you can't even notice, but
right.
still there
It's
is
very
something which is changing inside you or changing your behavior or the way you think. So after a couple of years you
right,
will see the tremendous difference. Like when you, let's take an example of two people, एक तू है और मैं हूँ suppose, and you are doing the meditation और suppose मैं
hmm,
नहीं कर रहा हूँ, so like you will be the different person and
right,
I'll be the like different person basically, and your thinking and perspective will be way more better
right.
than mine, right? Maybe I'm not wrong.
So yes, that's almost exactly correct. There is very small changes happening every time you
Mm-hmm.
meditate, but uh, hardly you're able to perceive the difference
Right.
on a day-to-day basis at least. And uh, I think a lot of it goes to why we meditate. So if you are doing it for gaining something, and if you want to, become a high performance person, and for that
Mm-hmm.
reason I want to meditate to get some results,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of, it doesn't get you to the space there where you need
Right.
to be.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. It's kind of a peaceful exercise where you let things be the way they are, so you don't try to change things, right? And I
Right.
think part of that is requires you to be okay with not improving also with meditation. So
Exactly.
when I do it, I just do it for doing it, and there's no
Mm-hmm.
other purpose or other reward that I'm seeking when I do this. And but there are some realizations, and over time suddenly when you're meditating and some realizations come to your mind, and it's like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
I never looked at this things this way. So it gives you
Right.
time
Right.
to think, it gives you time with your, be comfortable in your own skin. So those are things that I really value.
Yeah. I remember one
And
time.
it also,
Yeah. Yeah. Continue.
go on, what do you
Yeah.
remember, Pushpa?
So I remember, we were at the balcony, and I was like, bro, मुझे मुंबई में घर लेना, और गोवा में बीच पे वहाँ पे रहना है, and मजे करने हैं. So you were like, bro, you can do that, you just need to do meditation or something like that, and you can experience it from anywhere. You don't need to go anywhere exactly. I was like, dude, this is some deep shit. So, but then I realized, recently I also started doing meditation, and it helps really, it helps a lot.
Right.
I can notice some
Mm.
changes. Yes, that's what I remember.
Right, that's great. But I do remember that conversation. Mm, and I actually truly believe that. So even if you're at home, if you're sitting, there's nothing really fancy around you, and that's also okay. Why do things have to be fancy, right?
Right, right.
It's nice to have it sometimes, but
Mhm.
um, normal is also okay.
Yeah. So if
So,
you guys are
anyways, where
wondering
were
कि
we headed?
why we are if you guys are wondering कि हम लोग एक साथ में क्यों थे, because we are roommates, so that's why. Yeah. So
Right.
अपन कहाँ पे थे? I don't know,
तो
man.
मेडिटेशन का ही मैं बोल रहा था ना कुछ तो.
Yeah. And बीच में मैंने
वो
इंटरप्ट
some
कर दिया.
realizations we have, right?
Right.
कोई नहीं. Hmm. So sometimes, yeah, you keep on meditating and you have some realizations over extended periods, like,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of disconnect with your emotions, right? Things that happen to you and the person that you are. So
Right.
you look at everything with a new perspective, and that helps a lot in making decisions, and not being influenced with emotions. Uh,
Yeah, it's like
I think that.
yeah. So I was reading one book, The Power of Now, and I had some issues with like I used to think a lot. I used to overthink, or maybe
Right.
I was sometimes I was in control of my anger actually. You know, like I used to do
Yes.
something, and that wasn't exactly me. So I read that book, The Power of Now, and the thing what was that one thing which is very important that I learned is which is he said, observe your thoughts and emotions. So when you
Right.
observe your thoughts, suppose
Mm.
you're angry at someone, or maybe whatever the feeling is, maybe you're sad. So he said ki just observe it, don't judge it, don't react
Right.
to it, just try to accept it.
Mm.
And I did it sometimes. Man, the result was phenomenal. I couldn't even imagine. So I was like, this really
Nice.
works. This is very simple thing. You just need to observe your thoughts. That's it.
Right.
Just don't judge it. Just accept. Try to accept it. Bhai, this is the
Correct.
जो है वही है. That's it.
Right. So there's no right, there's no wrong, there's no, good and bad. It's just
Yeah,
what it is, and you just look at it
yeah,
without trying to influence it. So that's, yeah, nice, nice, man. Good to hear this.
yeah. I hope our audience will get enlightened by this. Maybe meditation and all these things.
Mhm.
So, is there anything that you want to tell to the audience what should they do in lockdown? You know, a lot of people say they are, you know, I heard a lot of people are complaining, you know, कि भाई लॉकडाउन खत्म होना चाहिए, ये सब अभी अभी तो एक्चुअली खत्म हो
Right.
गया, but still people are scared to go out, and of course I don't you know suggest anyone to go out. It's better to stay at home right now,
Right.
but still I like.
Actually, it's regarding lockdown. Government has lifted lockdown because there's only so much time you can keep an economy locked, right, and closed. So people are depending. There's many people who live on a day-to-day basis, depending on daily wages, and um, so it's life becomes very difficult for them, and there has to be some means, unless they are provided with some relief, which I don't think was provided by the government. So now, after so many weeks, life becomes difficult for people who are not able to earn, and who don't have savings, right?
Right.
I think that was the major reason why the lockdown had to be lifted and could not be extended anymore. And but that doesn't mean that the threat is not there,
Right.
and that it's safe to go outside. Actually, it's riskier to go outside now
Right.
than what it was before, right? So I think all of us should keep that in mind. And just because lockdown has been lifted doesn't mean that all of us have complete freedom to do whatever,
Right.
and
Right.
you know go to all these crowded places, because the risk is very real and it's higher now.
Right.
Anyway, so you were saying, Pushpak, I think we drifted.
Yeah, so basically I just wanted to conclude this podcast, and I want you to give a message. Is there something that you know you want to tell the audience? What message you want to just get out to the people? What do you think people should do? And like if they're complaining,
So
basically.
so there's like complaining. I think first of all, figure out what's in your control and what's beyond your control. And if some things are not within your control, then there's not so much point being complaining about it, or getting irritated over it. So if it's beyond your control, just accept it as a fact, and let it be the way it is, because otherwise it will only occupy your mind space. I really like to think we have a very limited what do you call it, cache or a RAM space in the head,
Okay.
and you can only give it distribute so it over so many things. So if you spend your focus on complaining over things that are not in your control, then very little productive or peaceful things can come out of you. So decide what's beyond your control, and stop really worrying about it, because bad things happen, and sometimes there's nothing we can do to control it or change it. So so right now, focus on what's in your control, what's in your power. And there's so much in every one of us, so much power in our power, so many things
Right.
that we can do. And we usually tend to neglect it because we feel that there's a very small change that we can bring. Even just for yourself you can do. So focus on that. And if you want to create something, everybody, all of us have some dreams, so don't give up on your dreams. They might seem difficult, but I always remember that life is short, it won't last forever. So don't waste it doing things that you don't like. Try to change your life for better, and start start doing what you can, just take control of things little by little. Maybe you can't change your life altogether in one day, but start taking steps in that direction. Be positive. you know Even in a shitty situation, there are so many things to laugh about, to smile about.
Yeah.
You can just be and be happy. So meditate for
Yeah,
that.
man.
I think that's my last message for today.
Yeah.
It was great talking to you, Pushpak.
Yeah, it was amazing, man. It's been great. Thank you so much for doing this, bro. We should do this again.
Yes, of course, anytime.
Chalo.
Definitely.
Yeah. Take care, everyone.
Chalo.
Bye.
Have a good time. Bye.